Imagine a place frozen in time, nestled deep within the mountains, a village where life moved at the pace of the seasons. This was Haodawan, a once thriving fishing community on Shengshan Island, east of Shanghai. For generations, its people lived by the rhythm of the tides, their nets full, their laughter echoing through the narrow stone alleyways. It was a self-sufficient world, a vibrant tapestry of around 3,000 souls. But this village held a secret, a countdown timer that nobody saw coming. The very thing that sustained them, the sea, was also the source of their isolation. And the world outside, the world of tomorrow, was changing at a speed they couldn't imagine. The 1980s and 90s in China were a whirlwind of economic transformation. Cities exploded with opportunities, promising better jobs, better education, and a connection to the modern world. For the young people of Haodawan, the call of tomorrow was irresistible. The daily grind of fishing, the limited access to schools and hospitals, and the sheer remoteness of their home started to feel less like a peaceful sanctuary and more like a beautiful cage. One by one, then family by family, they began to leave. They packed their memories and their hopes, trading the sound of crashing waves for the hum of city life. They weren't just seeking jobs. They were chasing a future for their children, a future that their beloved village, stuck in yesterday, simply couldn't offer. The exodus was gradual at first, a slow bleed that went almost unnoticed. A shop closes here, a school classroom has a few more empty desks there, but soon, the trickle became a flood. By the early 2000s, the village's pulse had weakened to a faint whisper. The once bustling fish market fell silent. The stone houses, built with the sweat and dreams of generations, were left to the mercy of the wind and rain. The laughter that once filled the streets was replaced by an eerie quiet. Haodawan was dying. It wasn't a sudden catastrophe, no earthquake or storm, but a slow, quiet surrender to the inevitable pull of progress. The village that had provided everything for its people was now offering them only one thing: a reason to leave. It had lost its purpose, its people, its future. It had lost everything to tomorrow. But nature, it seems, has a different plan for the forgotten places of the world. As the last residents departed, a new inhabitant began to creep in. Quietly, persistently, nature began its reclamation. Ivy, like a patient green tide, started to crawl over the stone walls, through the empty window frames, and across the tiled roofs. What began as a few tendrils soon became a thick, verdant blanket, swallowing the entire village whole. The sharp edges of human construction softened, blurring into the landscape. The gray stone and red tiles disappeared under a sea of green. Haodawan wasn't just abandoned. It was being transformed into something else, something magical. It became a ghost village, not of spirits, but of life itself, a monument to the power of nature to reclaim what was once hers. The world had forgotten Haodawan, but nature remembered. For years, Haodawan remained a secret, a green jewel hidden from the world's gaze. Then, in 2015, a photographer stumbled upon this lost world. The images they captured were breathtaking, otherworldly. Photos of a village consumed by ivy, where houses looked like giant, fuzzy green creatures sleeping on the hillside, went viral. Suddenly, the world was captivated. The story of the ghost village spread like wildfire. Tourists, explorers, and photographers flocked to Shengshan Island, eager to witness this surreal spectacle for themselves. The village that had been abandoned because of its isolation was now a global sensation for the very same reason. It was an incredible irony. The silence that had signaled its death was now the very thing people traveled thousands of miles to experience. The local government, seeing the massive influx of interest, saw a new kind of opportunity. The village that had failed at fishing could succeed at tourism. They carefully began to manage the site, building safe viewing platforms and designated pathways. They wanted to preserve the wild, untamed beauty that made Haodawan so special, while also ensuring the safety of its newfound admirers. It was a delicate balancing act. They had to protect the very process of decay and reclamation that was the main attraction. Former residents were hired as guides, their personal stories adding a layer of poignant history to the visual wonder. The village, in a strange way, had found a new economy, a new purpose. It was a resurrection, but not as it once was. It was a second life, a life as a living art installation, a testament to time and change. Today, Haodawan stands as a powerful symbol. It's a living, breathing paradox. Is it a story of failure, a community that couldn't keep up with the modern world? Or is it a story of resilience, a place that found a new identity after its old one faded away? It's a stark reminder of the social and economic forces that reshape our world, emptying some places while filling others. The migration from rural to urban areas is a global story, and How to Won is its most visually stunning chapter. It forces us to ask difficult questions about what we value. What is the price of progress? What do we lose when we chase tomorrow? And is it possible for a place to be both abandoned and full, both dead and vibrantly alive? The houses of How to Won, though empty of people, are full of stories. Each crumbling wall, each vine-choked doorway, whispers of the families who lived there, the children who played in the streets, the fishermen who set out at dawn. Walking through its green-draped pathways is like walking through a dream. It's beautiful, yes, but it's also deeply melancholic. It's a visual representation of memory, of how the past is always with us, even when it's being overgrown by the present. It's a feeling of nostalgia for a life you never lived. The village teaches us that endings are not always just endings. Sometimes they are transformations. Sometimes the most beautiful things grow from what's been left behind. And so, How to Won story is not just about a village, it's about all of us. It's about the relentless forward march of time and the tension between tradition and modernity. It challenges us to think about our own communities, our own homes, and the futures we are building. Are we creating vibrant tomorrows, or are we inadvertently creating the ghost villages of the future? How to Won, the village that lost everything to tomorrow, has, in its silence and its green splendor, found a way to speak to the entire world. It has become a timeless fable, a green ghost on the hill, warning us, mesmerizing us, and ultimately, offering a strange and profound sense of hope. The people left, but the soul of the place, it seems, has found a new and wild way to live on. What do you think? Is How to Won a tragic story or a beautiful one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The story of our world is written in the places we build and the places we leave behind. Thanks for watching, and if you found this journey as fascinating as I did, consider subscribing for more stories from the forgotten corners of our planet. See you next time.